Hey everybody, welcome back to Come On Cooking with Nikki. For you all that have followed me and subscribed to me, I am so deeply sorry for the inconsistency of my videos. As you can see right now, I'm in a different kitchen for you all that have watched me and everything, because we moved and I've been underneath the weather for a while. So I've been trying to get our new place in order. We downsized. Kids are grown and we wanted to downsize, so we downsized. And I know I dedicated some videos to my grandfather. Well, you all, he unfortunately passed away since the last time I seen you all. And like I said, I've been underneath the weather, but I'm up with the grace of God to show you all this video. It's a quick, easy, and matter of fact, I really want to let y'all know, it's some Dollar Tree ingredients that I have found and have made this recipe. And then what it's called today is, for all my cheese lovers, it's a cheesy baked ravioli. And the ingredients you'll need today is going to be a pound of ground beef, which I got sitting here in this bowl. Now the peppers, I have yellow and red, a quarter of a small red and yellow pepper, and a quarter of a white onion. You'll need olive oil, salt, parsley flakes, onion powder, garlic salt, and a garlic and herb seasoning. It's kind of off-brand for Mrs. Dash, but you'll need that in Italian seasoning. Then for our sauce, you're going to need some Alfredo sauce, which I got a can of 14.5 ounce count of Alfredo sauce by Prego. And then I got a Prego sauce, just the meat flavored sauce. It's an 18.5 ounce. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to get out a skillet. Well, first you're going to set your oven at 375. My oven has already been preheating 375, you all. And we're going to go ahead and get this meat grounded up and seasoned. So I would turn your stove on to about a 5, which is on my new stove now. Like I said, I moved. Just a quick review of, just to give you a little tour, this kitchen has actually a little bit more space, because I complained about the space in our old place. And it's handicap accessible. So the kitchen sink is right to my hip. I mean, then you go upwards and it gets a little bit past my hip. But we prayed for this place and we were on a waiting list for it, and we are very pleased and blessed with it. So I got my skillet on. You also need another pan for your sauce and a pot for your, which I forgot, I'm so sorry. You'll need cheesy ravioli. Any kind of noodle that you can find that has cheese in it, you can go with that. And you'll need some shredded Italian style shredded cheese. So what we're gonna do is get this ground beef cooked up. And on my side tonight is gonna be a chopped salad and garlic toast, and which I found some garlic toast at the Dollar Tree as well. This is what is at our local Dollar Tree. If you're not here in Kentucky, I don't know if your Dollar Tree carries the same products or what, so not. But I got this garlic toast for $1 along with the Prego and Alfredo sauce. Some of the seasons I got there as well. But we're gonna get this 1 pound of ground beef. And I just got the roll of ground beef at Kroger. I think it was like $3.59 for a pound. We're just gonna break this ground beef up into small bites, kind of like you would put in a taco. Because it's got to be very sensitive with our ravioli, because those raviolis are stuffed with cheese, and you don't want to break that apart because it's a ravioli, a cheesy ravioli baked lasagna. You know, lasagna is supposed to be firm, and you know, you see all the levels in it. So we're kind of doing that, and this meal shouldn't take you very long to make. I know the weather is starting to change here, and this is also a good crock pot meal. I did it in the crock pot. We found a recipe one day looking at YouTube, of course, and found a recipe to put it in the crock pot using those cheesy raviolis, and it turned out real good. And I was like, let me try to do something, just baking it like a regular lasagna, but using the ravioli. So we're just gonna chop this up a little bit more and add some of our seasonings. And we're gonna season and get our pot turned on for our ravioli. Now I'm going up on a 5 for the water in the back, which is over to my right back here. We're gonna season and oil this so our raviolis don't stick together. And I'm eyeballing this, but I'm gonna probably do about a teaspoon of salt.
Why the salt?
Just to give the ravioli flavor, a little bit more flavor. And then I'm doing about a teaspoon of olive oil. And as soon as our meat browns up a little bit more, we're going to add in our peppers and onions. Let some of the flavor from the peppers and onions suck off into our ground beef. That's what we're going to do next. And kind of get that sauteed up. Like I said, it's a quarter of each. If you have green pepper, use green pepper. I would have preferred to have green pepper and the red pepper instead of the yellow pepper, but use what you have on hand. You know your family's taste buds better than I do. Just use what you have on hand. This happens to be what I have. Meat, as you can see, is some of the pink is disappearing. So let that hang out and start getting my seasonings over here. I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of garlic salt, a teaspoon of onion powder. Even though we already have onion in here, just to give it that texture, put the onion that I've already had diced up. Because I had a leftover half an onion from another recipe. And now I'm going to do the garlic and herb seasoning. Like I said, it's the off-brand. It seems like a Mrs. Dash. And that's about a teaspoon as well. This all blending it together. So y'all, we're going to let this hang out and cook thoroughly all the way through, because there's pink right there. Pink right there in my meat. You just brown it thoroughly, and then drain off all the excess grease, like all this that I have right here. Drain that all off, and I'll be right back. Alright, you all, I've drained my meat and my peppers and onions, and now I've added the sauce, the Prego sauce, which was 18.5 ounces of meat sauce. And the other can was the Alfredo sauce, which is 14.5 ounces. And I've also added in a half a teaspoon of the garlic and herb seasoning, the onion powder, the garlic salt, and the Italian seasoning, and a half a teaspoon of dry parsley flakes, just to give it that color. And that's on a little above a simmer. I got it on number 2. I've also got my noodles in the pan, in the pot back there. They should take anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes to cook. You want to overcook them because then the cheese mixture that's inside the ravioli will just come out. So those are in there. I've already gave those a quick turn, and just let those cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. If you go in there fooling with them, it's going to break and put a hole in them, and it's going to break them apart. So you don't want that, because you want it. It's a cheesy baked ravioli lasagna. You want it to kind of stand firm. I don't know if I also told you all, the pan I'm using is a non-stick 8 by 8 inch pan. If you're doing bigger than that, a 9 by 12 or something, I would suggest 2 bags of the ravioli, small bags. And I think my bag was a pound bag that I also got at the Dollar Tree that is called a cheese ravioli. This meal right here, you all, I'm telling you, it can feed 4 to 6 for under probably $15 if you go and check out some of the stuff at the Dollar Tree. Times are getting hard, you all, and if you haven't been to the Dollar Tree, they do have food in there. At least our local one does, and we have like 3 of them here. Sometimes you can find stuff, sometimes you can't, but every time that I went out with everything going on, I've always been able to find the cheese ravioli and the Prego sauces in the can. If you follow this recipe, you'll have to go to the grocery store and get some shredded cheese. I'm using a shredded cheese from Aldi's tonight. I don't know how well it's going to melt. I hope it ain't that imitation cheese. I did read which was on there. It said smoked provolone, mozzarella, Asiago cheese, and mozzarella. So that's what we're going to be layering in between the sauce and the ravioli when we get it assembled in the pan. Then we're going to sprinkle it with that cheese on top. Like I said, this is for you cheese lovers. It's an easy recipe. You'll be done within 30 minutes. If you all that don't know, like I said, I'm disabled. Can't still use this arm. It's been 2 years since the last month on the 28th that I had a stroke. And I want to share this blessing for you all that feel like you can't do certain things, because the Lord has been a blessing to guide me to help other people, and it's like He gave me a gift, and it was the gift of being able to cook and affordable cooking, because I know how times are. I'm being realistic, and this is a cheap but a good meal if you just give it a try. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Try this recipe. Tell every and anybody you know about it. I believe, don't take me verbatim, that I'm going on a year come next month of my YouTube. I know I have not been consistent, and like I said earlier, I deeply apologize. But for health reasons, I get down, and it's hard to get the motivation to get everything prepared to shoot these videos to share with you all. But God bless me and He graced me with His presence to get up and do this video, and I pray that you all will pray for me, as well as I will pray for you all, that I will have the grace of the Lord to continue on doing these videos to share with you all. I'm going to turn this down because mine is starting to boil, so I'm going to take mine down past low. Give it a quick stir and wait for those noodles to boil up a little bit more. We're looking at about probably 5 or 6 minutes. And as soon as these boil, I'm going to strain those, and I'll meet you all back here to assemble up our ravioli, cheesy ravioli lasagna. Alright, you all, I'm back. I've got my noodles have been strained, and now I have them in the sauce. We have the Alfredo and the meat sauce, and I added the extra seasoning to mine. you all might not have needed to. And I went around and put sauce at the bottom of my 8x8 pan, non-stick pan. So now I'm going to do is grab out the ravioli. And if you have like one of these spaghetti things that go with your spaghetti, please be very gentle so your ravioli don't tear apart. If they do, it's okay, like that one just did. Just guess I wasn't gentle enough. I used to like those Chef Boyardee ravioli. Let's put it this way. This is an adult ravioli. Adult version of ravioli in the can. But the can is the sauce. And like I said, you can find it at the Dollar Tree. Here in my Dollar Tree, they have it. And if they don't have it in yours, just continue to look out. Because sometimes here at our Dollar Trees, I'll be going for something and then they don't have it, and I see it one week and I don't see it the next, so you'll just have to keep checking in. So I have 3 going down, 3 going across if you get the ravioli at the Dollar Tree. Cheese stuff. And then I'm going to put some of this Italian style cheese over top of it. Sprinkle that over top. All you cheese lovers, I hope you're going to like this recipe. If you're not a cheese lover, I can't really eat a lot of cheese just because of health reasons. But then we're going to put another layer of our ravioli on top of that cheese one, Italian cheese one. One more right here. And let's just pour some sauce over top of that.
How many bags do you think they'll need?
Well, if they're doing for just 2 people, like just me and you tonight, they just need the 1 bag. If they're doing for like 4 to 6, they need 2 bags.
Okay.
2 to 3. So we're just gonna pat that down. Sauce mixture. I'm actually gonna finish off the rest of the sauce mixture. And you all that, with God's grace, I really pray that I'll be able to do a second video this week. I haven't did a video in a while, and I feel God's grace on me today to do this one. I talked to our family on our family chat and told them, you know, that I was sorry I hadn't kept up with the videos too as well. And I also talked to my husband, but with God's grace, hopefully I'll be able to do another one this week or this weekend. And so if you bought a small pepper or small onion, like I put in the mixture of our meat mixture, and you have that leftover pepper and onion, save it. Or go ahead and slice it up into like half moon shapes, because the next video, with God's grace, if I'm able to do it, then it's going to be my Italian sub recipe. It's a weekend meal. There's football games coming on this weekend, and just save that. Don't let it go to waste, and you can do my Italian subs with that leftover onion and peppers that you have left from this meal if you're trying it out. So I'm just putting this cheese on here. Like I said, your oven should be on 375. I've never used this cheese again, like I said. Got it at Aldi's. It's an Italian blend. It's nicely shredded. We're just going to see how it works out. Now, if you're a really deep cheese lover, At this point, you can take some shredded Parmesan cheese that you sprinkle over spaghetti. You could sprinkle that at this point on top of this shredded cheese, Italian cheese one. If not, then we're going to go ahead and give it some color with our parsley flakes. And if you are going to use the grated Parmesan cheese, put that on and then sprinkle your parsley flakes. I'm going to set this in the oven for about 30 minutes. And come back to it and it's going to rest for about 15. So we're looking at a meal that's done less than an hour. So I'm going to put mine in the oven, you all. Let that cook and get all melted and bubble. And I'll be back to let you all know how long it took for mine to cook. And you can adjust your oven to your satisfaction for yours to cook. I'll see y'all back. Alright, you all, I pulled my baked cheesy ravioli out the oven. It cooked for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you all can see the cheese is smeared and melted on there. You can see the parsley flakes coming up top. I've also put in my garlic toast. If you're using garlic toast or breadsticks or whatever kind of bread or whatever size you want to use, you should have put in when you put in your baked ravioli lasagna. And like I said, I'm just having a chopped salad. I mean, everybody knows that they like on their own salad, so I'm not going to go into detail with that. I also got my garlic toast in. My garlic toast, if you get it at the Dollar Tree, takes anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes to cook at the oven range being at 425. So mine's about to come out. I'm going to get this plated up and I'm going to let y'all see what it looks like. And I'll be back in a minute. Alright, you all, here's my plate made up. And a slice of the baked cheesy ravioli bake with my salad. Like I said, I had shredded lettuce and some cherry tomatoes. You all, if you do whatever side you want to do with this center of attention cheesy ravioli lasagna bake. I got my garlic toast over here to the side, but I'm taking a plastic fork here now. And then look how tender that goes through. You got your cheese, your sauce, your noodle, your meat in there. And I gotta dig in. I'm sorry, y'all. Less than an hour meal. You got Dollar Tree ingredients. Go out and get you some. The Prego sauce is there. Your garlic toast is there. Now your salad mixture stuff isn't there. And go to your local farmer's market or grocery store, whatever you like to get your fresh produce at. And you can have, and this could be a nice romantic meal. This can be something if you're doing as a group of people. Say for the holidays is coming up, Christmas or something. Like I said, you can throw this in the crock pot as well. Cook your ground beef in your skillet. Drain it. After you do that, you can freezer bag it up, put it in your freezer until you're ready to make this dish. And if you're not trying it, tell somebody else to try it, because it is easy, budget friendly, disabled, handicap accessibility to do. I'm trying to tell you, and it's a good recipe. Thank you all for tuning in and watching me. Thank you for your patience. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you for the Lord to give us His grace and to continue to guide us, and Lord for His strength, so I can give you all the blessing that He's given me the gift to be able to cook, even still doing it after a stroke. Please subscribe to me. My year anniversary is coming up. I would just be happy just to even see 50 to 100 people. I'm not even too for sure how many people I have subscribed right now. but please give me a thumbs up. Try this recipe. Tell somebody else about it. God bless and have a good night.